What's going on, everybody? This is your girl K Rich, and I'm coming at you from a PK perspective. I'm back in my word as usual in 2 Samuel, and man, there is so much going on. So once again, if you are not actively reading your word, you are missing out. Again, if you are relying on somebody on Sunday morning to give you the play-by-play of the word and you're not getting it for yourself, and you're not getting revelation and understanding for yourself, you're missing out. I said in another video, like, it's equivalent to your favorite movie, right? You love this movie and it's coming out series after series and you have the ability to go see it. You have whatever streaming service on your TV. But instead of watching that movie for yourself and gaining your own excitement and understanding and seeing the plot unfold for yourself, you wait till the weekend and say, I'm going to have my friend who's a great storyteller just tell it to me. And you miss so much. You miss your own interpretations and how it's revealed to you. You miss key points. You miss the color. You miss the action. You miss everything that's going on that makes this story good. And that's what you're missing out on when you're not reading your word. So today I was in 2 Samuel 21, 22, and 21, 22. And just reading it slowly and just, digesting everything, because a lot has gone on at this point with David. And after Absalom tries to take over the kingdom, and now he gets it back. But once he gets everything back, and y'all need some Joabs on your team, because Joab is out here handling business, right? And he gets it back, and immediately it says in the first verse of 31 that famine in the days of David at this point lasted 3 years. 3 years. And so David goes before God, and it says year after year. So year 1, year 2, year 3, David's like, what's going on? And so every time he asks, God is like, it's for Saul and for his bloody house, because he slew the Gibeonites. And they are not Israelites. It's not an Israelite tribe, but this is a people that he made covenant with, that he was going to let them be. And he backdoored and slaughtered a lot of their people, blah, 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 made some of them servants, yada, yada, right? So David is like trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to remedy this, to get this famine out of the land, to get this anger of God off the land? So he goes to the people and they tell him what to do, and he does it. So again, as soon as he fulfills, what it is they want, one of the concubines of Saul, whose son is killed in this process, she's just lamenting. She is sackcloth and ashes. So David is like, well, what? Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to remedy all of this at once. Let's go get the bones of Saul. Let's go get the bones of Jonathan. Let's go get the bones of all of these sons of Saul. Let's go get them, and let's put them and bury them in the sepulcher of Kish. So Kish is the father of Saul. So they do all of that, and then it says he's doing all of that, and then again, right after he does this, war with the Philistines breaks out again. And y'all know David and the Philistines are back and forth, back and forth. And I never really put all of this together until today. So in chapter 21, David is out there with the children of Israel, and they're fighting. This is in verse 15, and it says, and David waxed faint. Now, David ain't no young boy no more, right? He been ruling, he been having issues, stuff has been going up and down. So David is older, but he still can fight. So he's going out with the men to fight, and he waxed faint. In other words, he became extremely exhausted and tired. And so it says here, now I'm going to mess some of these names up, y'all, so just bear with the sister. Ishbai Benob, which was of the sons of the giants. So now in my mind, we know Goliath had how many other siblings, but I'm not putting together that there's still a whole seed of giants going on. So he's one of the sons of the giants, the weight of whom spear weighed 300 shekels of brass. That's pretty heavy, right? And he sees David, and he notices David is like wore out. So he's like, now's my chance. So he runs up on David trying to tussle, right? So I'm like, oh man, David is finna, in my mind, because I'm reading, David is, he in a bad space. And Abishai, who's somebody on David's team, sees it. And it says that he comes to his aid. He comes to his aid and fights off this giant and kills him. And then the men are like, David, don't come out to war no more. We don't got time for, you to get killed and something to happen. And, you just stay there. We don't want, in verse 17, that thou quench not the light of Israel. In other words, we don't need you to die, because you was pretty much holding us together right now. And we don't need no problems like that, right? But again, It says another battle. This is like right after battle after battle after battle. Another battle comes up. And this is another giant. So another guy named Saf comes up. It says which was of the sons of the giant. So this is like a baby giant, but he's still a giant. He's still a giant, but he's from that lineage. And he comes up against Israel. So now we got Abishai fighting a giant, slaying it. And then we have these names. Jeroboam. He comes up. He's a Bethlehemite. He comes up, slays this giant. Now this giant that came up this time is a brother of Goliath. So one of the brothers of Goliath, boom, gets taken out. They're going to another battle, 2 verses down. So they just fighting. Another battle, 2 verses down. And this describes it. It says in 20 that there was yet a battle in Gath, where was a man of great stature, a giant, that was on every hand 6 fingers, and on every foot 6 toes, 24 in number. And he was also born to the giants. And I'm like, what? And again, another person out of David's camp at 21. And when he defied Israel, Jonathan, the son of Shimei, these names are killing it, the brother of David, slew him. So David's brother comes out and kills another giant. These 4 were born to the giants of Gath. In other words, this is a people of giants, And they all fell by the hand of David, in other words, by the household of David and his servants. And I'm like, boy, I'm going back in my mind to when the Israelites are out there and the Philistines come out and Goliath comes out and he's like, he's defying the Most High and he's out there rah-rah. And all the people, all the mighty men, all the people that are out there are afraid. Nobody moves. Nobody flinches. Nobody does anything. They're just standing there waiting like, who finna fight him? You finna fight him? I'm not finna fight him. Who finna do it? And then David comes up like, he's been tested. He's been tried. He's fought the bear. He's fought the lion. He know, hey, I'm good with mine. My hands is nice, right? I done grabbed the lion by the beard and smote him. Like, who is this guy? So David comes out in all of this confidence, not necessarily in himself, but in God. Over and over in that story, he's talking about what God, the God of Israel, will deliver you into my hand. And that he's boasting about God. And I'm like, if these people, because these people was alive, some of these people were alive. If these people were at that point too scared to move, too scared to face a giant, but then David comes out and like that, smacks dude, gets the slingshot, pow, pops him with the rock, and then cuts his head off, feeds his, carcass to the fowl of the air and all that Johns that he was talking about. These people saw this. If they never saw David move in the confidence of God and the hand of God and the might of God, they would have never felt like it was possible. They would have never even attempted to come against these other giants and slay them. They would never have thought, like one person, the whole army was afraid to move. The whole army was afraid to move. But now we see people coming up, one person, like, bro, I got this, and they taking them out. So I'm saying all of this and these stories, and I'm saying all of that to say, don't ever be afraid to move when God tells you to move. Even if it looks like, ooh, I don't know about that. That's tough. Some of these giants that you're slaying are visions and visible for other people to see that it's possible. So keep going out here and being that trailblazer. Keep going out here and doing what they said they can't do. Keep going on doing what they say is unthinkable. Keep going. Like I'm watching a little bit tracking, but not too heavy because I'm not a big social media person even though I'm on here. But I'm watching what's happening with Tiffany Montgomery because what she said was bold. Now what she said was to the body of Christ, but her boldness and her stepping out there is making paths for other people to say, you know what, I'm going to stand on mine too. I'm going to stand 10 toes down too, because all they can do is talk about me. All they can do is this, that, or third. But at the end, I know I got the victory through God, right? I'm victorious through the Most High. And she said, like, it's something about, like, I'm not worried about my platform because they can't take away from me what God gave me. And I'm like, that's kind of how David was. Like, bro, this is about God, not about me. So when you're out here going through trials, when you're out here trailblazing, when you're out here, slaying these giants, it's not necessarily just about you. You could be the one making it a path for other people around you, making it something common. Slaying giants wasn't a common thing. Just think, even when the children of Israel, when they sent out the spies, they're like, oh, we are but grasshoppers. Like, that was not a common thing. That was still like, oh, but David did it. And those that saw it was like, okay, God gonna ride, so I can do that. I'm a mighty man of war too. I'm a mighty man of valor too. Like, I can go out here. And in that situation, somebody that saw, somebody that heard, somebody that knew that David did this, when they saw that another giant was trying to take him out, could step in and say, nah, you're not going to do that to David. You're not going to do it to him. So we've been rock'em sock'em robots, right? But what I want y'all to get from this is, man, go through, travail, fight, kill them giants. Be the one standing out there saying, for God I live, for God I die. Be the one standing out there saying, who is this uncircumcised Philistine? Be the one standing out there being bold, because somebody needs to see that. Somebody needs to hear the story of that. Somebody needs to experience that so that they can know that it's possible. Some people are living their first spiritual steps towards the Most High vicariously through you. Be what you're supposed to be. Do what you're supposed to do. Move how you're supposed to move. Even when it's like, oh, I don't know. Let God have your back. Let God show himself mighty, powerful, faithful in everything we're doing, right? So I just want y'all to do what I want y'all to do every time I come out here. But what I want to say is, go slay some giants as you go be great. Go sling some rocks as you go out here to go be great. Go cover some Davids as you go out here to go be great, all right? I want y'all to do what I want y'all to do every time I come on here. That is go be great. Peace.